Hello, my fellow dwarfs and dwarfettes. This is Jared Summons, and we're back in our fortress. And this episode, I wanted to discuss a bit about how to set up your first farming. Because early on, we lost, if you remember, we lost our fishermen to the alligators, and so food is going to be dear soon. It's going to be very we're going to be in a sticky situation, is a good way to say it, I guess. All right, and so what I have there is I have this area designated for mining, and so you see this whole area down here. So I'm going to have a spot for workshops. So I'm going to have 3 workshops in total, and then I'm going to have an area for storage and an area for farming, and it'll probably be just like that. So, but let's see what happens when they mine, because I'm not really sure what's down there. Also, I have the mason guy. I have him set up making a few coffins because we have a dead dwarf sitting outside. He was partially eaten by an alligator, so we have to take care of that. And I have the that guy up there, whatever his name is. I have him creating some beds for us. Okay, let's see. Yep. Since this is a dirt layer, we can actually build the farms right in here without any kind of other worry. And so that's why it's good to start your fort in a dirt layer. It helps train up your miners really quick, and it also gives you a good place to farm. You can farm on a stone layer, but there's some extra work you have to do. You know, specifically, you have to flood the area first, which is kind of a pain. All right, so we have half of it built. Let's go ahead and start building some of our structures we need. And so it's going to be a workshop, and we want here is a still. A still is used to make booze. Dwarves love to drink booze. They get unhappy when they have to drink water, so we need booze. And I don't want to use logs. I'm going to use marble instead. Yeah, I'll use gabbro. We're kind of running out of stone. Conglomerate. There we go. And the other thing I wanted to build is a kitchen. Dwarves really appreciate it when you make your food into fancy meals. And we don't quite have a dedicated chef yet, but that will come at some point. We definitely want one. All right, and let's go back one menu here. So just under build, and then let's see here, farm plot. So it's lowercase p. All right, this is another one of those where you got to change the side with the UHKM. So U makes it taller, K makes it wider, H makes it skinnier, M makes it shorter. So let's make it about this big here. Let's say that big. So we'll make it 4x4. That's a good size, and we'll designate 4 of them. We're not going to use all 4 of them to start with. And in fact, you know, I think I'm just going to designate 2 of them. That'll be good for quite a while for a fort once they get up and running. And we'll use some of that other space to store seeds and whatnot. All right, let the dwarves take care of their work. On a side note, let's take a look at the units that I can show you. I named our dwarves after everyone who requested them to be named, and you can see right there. Except for the farmer. It looks like the farmer is the only one who doesn't have a name. So if anybody out there would like me to name the farmer after them, let me know. And unfortunately, we couldn't name the carp. But that's probably for the best. The animals tend to wander off the edge of the map, and new ones will appear. Okay, it looks like that farm has been constructed. First, what I want to do is I want to set up my stockpiles. So P for stockpiles. And I'm going to essentially fill this half of the room. Let's say to here with 1 stockpile. Oops, I think I just did the wrong kind of stockpile. So let's remove that. X to remove, same way. F for food. So we're there for a food stockpile, and we'll do another food stockpile here. And And we'll do one more food stockpile over here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Alright, and then we'll escape, so we're out of the menu. I'm going to pause for a second here. What I want to do is go into queue mode, and I want to specify what these stockpiles will be using. Okay, so you mouse over to the stockpile, hit S for change settings, and here we get a menu of everything the stockpile will hold. So you can make a really customized menu of anything you want. Right now, the stockpile will hold all kinds of food except for plant cheese, which I don't think that even exists. But if cheese made plant, maybe there'll be tofu. Tofu is basically plant cheese, I guess. So, since this is going to be a seed stockpile, I want to, let's go block all, B for block all. And under seeds, we want to hit P for permit seeds. So that means only seeds will be taken to this stockpile. Oh, and see at the bottom right says prepared foods. Prepared food. Hit U. Oh yeah, make sure it's untoggled. Okay. We're worried about that. Anyway. So there we go. We have that stockpile set up. We're going to do the same thing over here. But this is going to be for food, for general purpose food, other than drinks. So let's cancel that, cancel that. So we don't want drinks in that stockpile. Just keep things organized. Okay. And there we go. We'll change the settings on that one. And on this one, we want to block everything except for drinks. So we're going to permit drinks, permit drinks. We're not, yeah, there we go. And that's how you customize the stockpile. And let's get the dwarves start going here. And now we need to now since our farms are finished, we need to customize the farms. They're a little bit different in the way they work, but they're pretty simple. The very first crop you're going to be building is going to be plump helmets. So just use the plus and minus to go down to plump helmets. And you can see at the bottom there the different seasons. Currently A, spring. So you can have a different crop growing per season. So A for spring, I'm going to hit B, go to summer. And I still want to go plump helmets in the summer. Autumn, plump helmets. Winter, plump helmets. Delicious, delicious plump helmets. Plump helmets are going to be a staple in your fortress. And that is that's mainly because dwarves are okay with them, and they can be made into booze. So you can make, they're cheap and plentiful to make, and make cheap booze out of them. So that's what that's going to be one of the main stocks for food in your fortress. To supplement that, the second farm will probably end up going some of the other foods, but some of these are actually a little more complicated to deal with. So dimple cups are for dyes, so you can't actually even eat dimple cups. Quarry bushes make a quarry nuts, which has to be ground, I believe. I could be wrong. Sweet pods can be made into sugar, which can be made into rum, or used as part of prepared dishes. So that's good. So that's for later. Cave wheat's really good too. Oops, I don't want to fertilize. Fertilizing makes the plot more effective. It's currently, I don't think it's really worth doing because it takes up wood to do, because you need to burn wood to make the fertilizer. So I'd recommend not worrying about that for now. Oh, what's this? Remains. Well, we got to do something about the remains, otherwise they're going to get all over the place and clutter our crap up. So I'm going to make a new stockpile here, and it's going to be a refuge stockpile. We'll put it outside the entrance. Inside is not good because then things don't work properly. So there you go. That's a refuge stockpile. Dwarves will pick up the waste, and they'll take it to the refuge stockpile. See them doing it right there? There we go. Perfect. Go, my pretties, go! A lot down there. Yep, that's a lot of beer. That's good. Okay, we'll be good for right now. Well, probably until the next caravan goes and we start getting some plum helmets growing. You can see it hasn't. A farmer hasn't come by and done anything with it yet, so we're. Oh, yep, there they are. Oh, we got some coffins built. That's what those little zeros are. We'll build a little area over here for the coffins. Get to work, miners. Get to work. Get digging. Okay, and that's about it. That's about all I wanted to show for this episode, is how to get the farming industry going. And you can see right there, that area to the left of that dwarf has been hoed. That means there's a plum helmet planted, so the farm is actually working. It'll take some time for the farm to actually produce food, but that's okay. It's a long-term investment. And that's it. And yeah. Oh, if you want to make beer, you need someone who has brewing, which I don't believe we have anybody who has brewing right now. So we'll have to wait until the next migration. All right. Have a nice evening, everybody.